Hey everybody, welcome to another Antifa chat. We're going to talk about how to resist the so-called fascists and how we're going to be the fascists that are claiming to be the anti-fascist. We're going to show you how we're going to lay this out in a progression of how to be a fascist while calling the other person a fascist, because we're going to teach you how to suppress someone's First Amendment rights and their constitutional rights, and then turn around and call them the fascist. All right, that's enough of
that. my glasses were fogging up.
I couldn't even hear myself talk. What's up, everybody? Blue, what's up going on? What's going on with you, man?
Not too much. Today's like the first day it hasn't rained. And how long was the biblical rain? I think we were like one day short of that. God, that sucked ass. But finally, got out, got some of my yard stuff almost completed. So, but other than that, I'm tired as hell, but ready to have a chat.
Yeah, hopefully I got some invites sent out there. Hopefully a few more people will join. If not, oh well. I know Trees is still recovering from surgery. I got a feeling he won't come in, but if you want a link, Trees, let me know. I'll send you one, Don.
Damn.
I know go ahead.
I was just saying, I didn't even realize nobody saw that I had my mask on because we're only two people. So it was just you talking. Damn it. I had one on too.
Put it back on.
I'll have to put it back on. Damn it. Which way's up? There we go. See, I'm ready. Ready to rock and roll. And actually, we have a Second Amendment walk in our area coming up here next weekend. Maybe I'll wear that and see how long it takes me to get my ass kicked.
Hey, mule team's out there.
Because I'm pretty sure in my area, if I were to show up wearing something like that and just flash one of those, whatever the fuck, I don't know, what are they doing? The shocker sign, the two in the shoot?
It's unicorn something or another. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I flashed one of those at the Second Amendment rally. It would probably be about 3.4 seconds after that the first fist would land.
Yeah, it is. For the most part, most of these protests are going on in kind of anti-gun or not gun-friendly areas, and I think that's the only reason they're getting away with what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If they go to some pro-gun, pro-Second Amendment type states, I think, and even with those states, you could have a big city that you might could still get away with it, but you're not going to branch out from that and get away with it. I mean, there's going to be bloodshed, and it ain't going to be good. It's going to be bad on both people. You're going to have a lot of dead bodies on the street, and then you're going to have the establishment coming after the gun, pro Second Amendment people because they shot the people that were attacking them. They'll flip it around. They'll turn it around. It'll make it a bad thing for everybody. You'll have dead people on one side, and then you'll have people getting their rights, going after on the other side. So I don't see it being good for either side. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, that's like we were talking before we went live. I forget which rally or what city these assholes were in, to where I think it was a female, was lighting M80s inside of glass jars or something and throwing them. we had talked. That's an IED.
Yeah,
absolute IED. It is designed. It has no designation other than to cause harm. Drop that bitch. And she just got punched, and the guy that punched her was made out to be the criminal.
Yeah,
and she should have been dead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going after people with sticks, rocks, M80s, and like you say, you could kind of laugh off M80s, but a M80, if it blows up right beside your eye socket, it could fucking knock your eye out. I mean, it could do more damage than that. I mean, it's still a explosive. It's a weapon.
Especially like if they're putting them in glass bottles and throwing them, because now you have shards of glass flying through the air.
Yeah, it's going to do damage. That's what it's. I mean, it's a bomb. And as soon as she put it in the bottle, actually, she probably should have been charged with federal crime. It's one thing to blow up a firecracker, but when you convert it into something else where it causes more damage, I don't know all the laws, but I got a feeling that probably stepped over some federal laws.
No, that automatically, even here in PA, we have it's called a weapon of mass destruction law. We don't have to charge you federally. I guarantee you the feds will get you before we do, because I mean that's usually the way it works, because somebody usually has crossed a state line or they've ordered something that has come across state lines, and the feds always pick that shit up. But it's I don't know. We at least have that law here on the books.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably nationwide, I would think. I mean, because you're using one existing explosive device and you're converting it into something else. And it's not like I'm all pro fucking government controlling everything, but I understand how it works. I mean, hell, I'm a reloader. I have, well, I like to say tons. I don't have tons, but I got a lot of fucking gunpowder. I can easily shove that into a damn pipes, put a fuse in it, and make an explosive device. I can make a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But owning the gunpowder does not necessarily make that a fucking bomb, and it's perfectly legal. But when I start altering it and making it do something else, then that's when you start getting into that gray area or just flat out fucking breaking the law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's with anything, all the fertilizer, the fucking chemicals used to make some of these other bombs. Farmers use that shit all the time. I mean, that's what they use. It's not illegal to do it, but once you start, like you said, once you start converting it or making it into something else for no other reason than to cause harm, you're fucked. I mean,
yeah,
I agree with that.
I get it. It makes sense.
Think about it. It's almost the same as being a gun owner. Being a gun owner is not illegal. However, if you walk into a store and rob it with that gun, you just use that gun as a purpose against somebody, not in self-defense, and you're fucked.
Yeah. And it's not even so much the laws. It's just a moral standpoint. I mean, and you can't legislate morality. But there are a lot of laws that they try to legislate morality. And we get that because there's so many fucking morons out there that we have to actually state in the books that rape is wrong, murder is wrong, robbery is wrong. Because if it's not in the books, some dickhead will go off on some tangent that this is right or some shit like that. So we got to write it out. So I get that. And just like you said with the gun, malintent or whatever. Yeah, it's your right to own the gun, but your intentions with it and what you do with it, well, that's when you might step over a line, and we're all going to come to agreement that, you know what, you can own that gun, defend yourself, blah, 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 until you cross this line. And then we got a problem with you.
Mm-hmm.
No different with bombs, gunpowder, or anything else. It's like, fine, you can have that. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can have a cannon. It's legal to have a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not in every state, but it is here anyway. But when you use it with the wrong intent, okay, you cross the line, then society needs to say, you know what? Hey, that's wrong. Don't do that. Here's your punishment for that.
Yeah, common sense is out the window. I mean, it's the same thing with fucking warning labels on curling irons. Do not stick this in any orifice. No shit. But some dumbass had to do it.
Yep.
And that's why there's a little warning tag.
All right, we can spin this off and go back to kind of what we started off with, not necessarily the anti-fa we was making fun of, but immigrants coming in and wanting Sharia law. You can have Sharia law as long as it don't step on the Constitution. You know, you don't have a right to rape a woman, then kill her just because she's single and was out by herself. According to Sharia law, that's okay. But not in the United States. You can't fucking do that. You know, if we had to step up and say, you know what, I don't give a shit. You're going to fucking jail. Or actually, I think we need a death penalty. They sure as fuck believe in it. We should too.
Yeah, the Sharia law thing, I haven't seen very much good out of it. I would just rather them keep it out completely. We have the United States law. I think
That's the only law that matters. I don't give a it's like you come here from Italy or Russia. I don't give a fuck what your law is in Russia or Italy or Saudi Arabia. You come to America, we got American laws and you have to fucking go by them, period. I don't give a fuck how you was raised, period. Doesn't matter. Just no different than me and you. If we go to Russia or Saudi Arabia or whatever country it is, we have to abide by their fucking law. It's the same fucking thing.
Yep. Yep. Not in the United States. No, we're demoralizing that culture, and we are fucking, you know, human rights. We're denying them their human rights. So we got to fix that, TR. We got to make it happen so that they can have their own law. Give them their own space. It just amazes me how there's anybody, I mean, anybody out there that thinks that it's okay. There's enough videos out there of these young girls. I don't want to say young girls, but just girls that they're out at the club or whatever, over wherever this law is in effect, and they fucking hordes of people just start punching them, kicking them, grabbing stones. You know, I mean,
For
damn.
anybody that's never been to the Middle East, and I didn't really see anything bad in the Middle East, but I can tell you from my experience being in Saudi Arabia is like the Taliban. For anybody that don't know, that's how they believe. The Saudi Arabia is pure Sharia law, very, very downing to women. I mean, women are nothing. I mean, they're just one step above a dog in Saudi Arabia. Under Sharia law, if you're a woman, you're like one little bitty notch above a dog. And for these gay people, LGBT, elemental P community, for the feminists to embrace Islam, you're a fucking idiot. Period. There's no more to be said. You are a fucking idiot. You are a moron. Because they would stone you to death after they raped you in a fucking heartbeat and be legal to do it.
Yep. And then for just to make sure you're good and dead, they'll drop you off a fucking building.
I don't get it.
That's just for being accused of. There is no we have a trial, there is no anything. It's if you're accused of being gay, you get dropped off a fucking building, you get burnt to death, beheaded instantly. If you're a woman and your husband doesn't like you anymore and to get rid of you claims that you stepped out on him, I'm pretty sure the husband throws the first rock. I might have this wrong. The husband throws the first rock and then the father of the girl throws the second, or it might be switched around. And then it's just a fucking free for all. So yeah, go ahead and keep embracing it. And
well, the last story I read, and I can't back it up and say it's 100% true, but I've seen it on several different websites. So whether it's true or not, I don't know. But there was this female activist, a big feminist. I ain't going to say his name because it could be a false story. I don't know. Anyway, got hooked up with this guy from Turkey. And she was like a famous anti-Trump, you know, just big time feminist, whatever, blah blah blah. Some of you others may have seen the story too. So anyhow, this guy from Turkey, you know, won her heart. She got all in love with him. He took her back to Turkey, and then he committed to beat the shit out of her and rape her on a daily basis, basically. And he was perfectly within his rights there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was begging to come back home.
And once you go over, good luck getting back, because you're pretty much their property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't really see any bad shit go on when I was over there, but I know we had commandeered some buses, and and this is on a small scale, but it's still the same thing. The doors had the little fucking pictures on them, you know, men in the front, women in the rear. It doesn't matter if that's your husband or not. You got to sit in the rear of the bus, and then there's a partition, so we don't even have to fucking look at you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Islam for you. You know, you got to walk 10 paces behind the man. You can't drive a car. You got to cover your fucking face. You are a piece of meat. You are a piece of fucking property. And for the feminist to jump on and tell everybody they love Islam, they are so full of shit. I can't even comprehend it. I was offended, and this was back in 1990. I didn't know shit about Islam, you know, and I didn't know shit about a feminist movement. I was like 20 years old or whatever, 21 maybe. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? They got all in uproar over it because of the fact that female soldiers are over there with their, you know, you wear when you're in the military, you wear like a undershirt and then your uniform shirt. Well, when it's hot and you're on a job site, you can take off your uniform shirt and just have your t-shirt on. Oh, they were fucking raising hell because they were women out there with just a t-shirt on. And that they were driving vehicles.
No shit.
Yeah.
See, and the bad thing is, all I've ever seen are the documentaries and the movies with like female reporters going over there and how they have to, you know, wrap up. And I think they kind of downplay how bad it is, like in the movies. I really think they do, because he would think, I don't know. I'm almost at a loss for, I am at a loss for words. You would have thought that with the female reporters that were going over there, which was far and few between from which I understand, they had to have like their own, which everybody had their own personal security, but I think they had more than like if, you know, somebody, a male was over there, because they needed that extra protection because they were a female. And if they stepped out of line or whatever, you know, they would try to, you know, grab them and do their Sharia law on them. And it just, I don't know. It's fucking crazy.
Yep, it is. And like I said, a lot of people don't realize Saudi Arabia is one of the most repressive governments in the Middle East. It's no different than Taliban. They're the same fucking thing. Mecca is in Saudi Arabia. You know, you do any research into the Islam, it'll open your eyes real quick. But, you know, that being said,
since you were actually over there, TR, I want to ask you before we move on to something else. Once Saddam was overthrown, killed, taken out of power, do you think that basically cutting the head off of that crazy bastard let all these other crazy bastards loose? Like, he was the main crazy bastard that kind of kept people in check. And then once he was dethroned, poof, all these other ones just kind of blew up and went ape shit.
Oh, that was the worst thing we've ever done. We should have never took Saddam out. I mean, it's all politics, money, oil, you know, the whole Middle East fucking thing. We should have never took Saddam out. We should have left him in power. We shouldn't be going after, Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
What's his name in Syria? Hassan, is that right?
I think so.
Um, had too many to drink. I can't think of it. Anyhow, we shouldn't be going after him either. That country is not a happy-go-lucky country. Don't get me wrong, but it's take him out and then ISIS takes over. So what the fuck you want? Leave Assad in there. Same thing with Iraq. We should have left. Iraq was one of the most leftist, liberal fucking countries in the Middle East. You could be a Christian, you could be a Sunni, whatever. It didn't matter. You actually had protections. Now, no, not so much. I'm not saying it was a great country to live in. I'm just saying that it was a freer country. I would rather be in Iraq with Saddam in power than I would being in Saudi Arabia. Had less chance of getting my hand chopped off or my head chopped off in Iraq than I would have in Saudi Arabia. Say in 1992. We'll just pick a fucking number out of, I mean, I would have been happy to be in Iraq more so than Saudi Arabia.
It's interesting, and a lot of people don't even think of that. I mean, it's like, oh, we got them, we dethroned them, and everything's going to get better. Well, that you dethrone him, and I don't know if Osama bin Laden was under him, or I don't know how that's kind of before I started paying attention to things. But it's like, then you had Osama, and then he was in control of all these fucking radicals, and then that we supposedly killed him, threw him out of a plane. And now we have ISIS. I mean, it's like you keep cutting off the heads of these crazy motherfuckers, and a ton more come up with their own groups.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. I mean, the last 30 years, it goes back further than that. But at least, for a damn fact, the last 30 years, we have fucked up the Middle East and created a monster, and most of it was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, you can go back and look at photos of Donald Rumsfeld with Osama bin Laden. They were buddies because we're the ones that fucking started Al Qaeda. We started ISIS. That's the whole fucking Benghazi thing. We was running guns through fucking Benghazi to fucking Syria to fund the fucking rebels, or the moderate fucking Muslims or whatever, the moderate terrorists. That's what it was, moderate terrorists. What the fuck is that? I still think damn Benghazi was a fucking hit. Somebody was about to spill the beans. That's why they held back the military. That's just my personal opinion, my conspiracy theory. And there's facts to back that up. Wait a minute, let me put this on. All right, that's my conspiracy theory with my tinfoil hat on. They was trying to shut the ambassador up, and they did a good job of it because they killed his ass.
Breakdowns are huge. Bicycles fly.
What the fuck was that? Let's see. I'm just trying to read the comments out there. Yes, Tommy boy, I don't like Muslims. Fuck them. Fuck Islam. I'm not even a religious person, but I know enough about religion that fuck Islam.
Don't you hate it when you go to read an article to have a fucking story to talk about at some point in time? The fucking ad, you don't touch nothing. You just pull up the article and all of a sudden ads start playing. It's like, motherfucker.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Yeah, because I at some point wanted to talk about the that Dallas officer that shot and killed that kid at some point. I mean, it's nothing pressing, but once we kind of roll around.
Okay. I'm not really familiar with it, so you'll have to let me. I think I did see a headline about it, but I didn't read into it. So
the very, very short version of it was apparently the police department got a call to a residence for it's either an underage party or a loud party with a bunch of kids, that type of deal. And this guy pulls up, and if I remember right, now this has been a while since I've read the article, and a lot more articles have come out since then. But I think whenever he got out, he already had a rifle strapped to him for an underage party or a loud party, and ended up, the original story was that a car was aggressively backing towards the officer, and he thought that the person was intentionally trying to hit him. So he unloaded a couple rounds. I don't know how many rounds were fired, but ended up shooting and killing a 15-year-old that was in the car. And, that was the story that he kept with, was that, I was approaching the residence and this car noticed me and was backing up to try to strike me. And at first it seemed like, everything was all good and everything was going to be kind of okay until people started watching the videos. And whenever he was I don't think the car ever once was in reverse. The car was pulling away and he just started fucking unloading and ended up killing somebody. And it's like, they fired him and now he's going to be charged with murder, which I don't know what Texas law, but at least here we have premeditated murder and then second and third degree murder. I don't think he's going to get it for premeditated. I think he's probably going to go down for a third degree, but it's going to, there's no coming back from that one. I mean, he fucking lied and there's video to prove that he lied. And I hate saying, I'm glad that there was video out there to prove this asshole wrong. And I'm not going to get myself stuck in a, like we've done before, where we kind of talk about things and I'm not taking a position on it yet because I haven't seen the videos. However, if the video and all the evidence comes out to where he fucked up, good. That's the type of shit we don't need and don't want.
Yeah. Yeah. We've talked about this many times. I mean, if police officers involved in a shooting and he's in the wrong, I think they should be held to the same laws that me, well, you off duty, or me, period. It just as a citizen, I can't shoot somebody in the fucking back running down the street. Right. Now, if he's coming at me, it might be a different situation. If he's coming after somebody else, it'll be a different situation. But if he's just fucking running from me,
mm-hmm.
he no longer poses a threat, I can't shoot him in the fucking back.
Nope. At least in PA, the only way that you're allowed to shoot somebody in the back is if you have literally exhausted every resource to take a dangerous member of society off the street. Like, TR, let's say that you're a serial killer and you've killed 20 people and we know that it's you and we move in to make an arrest on you and you flee. At that point, we have the right to use deadly force. Even if you're not coming at us, you're trying to flee, because the way they're looking at it is that you're trying to protect society from future happenings if you were to get away. So, I mean, that type of stuff is.
Yeah. Well, there was I read a story today, actually. It came out today or yesterday. Where was it? I think it was it in Texas? I forget. I shouldn't. Wherever it was a restaurant. And a guy went in, started spewing off some shit about Hispanics or Mexicans or some shit like that. Shot one guy, killed him. And a guy with a concealed weapon permit told his wife to get down, pulled his gun out, and he shot the guy in the back. He killed him. He shot him in the back.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they looked at it is like, look, this guy was on a killing spree. This guy took it upon himself to protect everybody else in the restaurant. No charges filed.
Right.
And you know what? I think he was right, because this guy just, come in on this ranting, fuck all Mexicans or whatever, and he killed one guy. Who knows how many other people he would have killed if this guy hadn't stopped him. It doesn't matter that he shot him in the back. and he wasn't a threat to him. He was a threat to others. And in that instance, I say more power to you. You're right. You should be able to do that.
Right. And in that case, I think anybody would be justified to do that. I mean, even if for whatever reason my wife works at this restaurant and we have a disagreement and I'm going there for the sole intention of ending her life anymore, nobody knows that. How many times have domestic situations where that whoever is the intended target ends up being killed, but how many other people end up getting taken out with that with that same scenario? And it's that's completely justified.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're stopping somebody from killing somebody else, and you need to know the laws of your state. Don't get me wrong, because some states you have a duty to retreat and blah 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 blah. In South Carolina, I actually have the right to protect other people, and so I can do something like that. But you should know the laws of your state. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But for us that live in free America, I can stop a son of a bitch from shooting somebody, period. It doesn't matter if I shoot him in the back, leg, head, whatever. If I stop him from injuring somebody else, I'm justified, and I don't have to have a fucking reason other than stopping him from hurting somebody else.
Mm-hmm. No, and it's actually whenever I pulled up that story about the Texas officer that shot that 15-year-old, because I just put cop shoots teenager. Apparently, it's today. Today, it just happened today. San Diego, police shoot and kill a 15-year-old carrying a BB gun. So, I know that we've talked about. Do you remember where that was about a year ago now? Maybe it was a little more. Where that fucking squad car fucking pulled up 5 feet from the kid.
I want to say Cincinnati, but I could be wrong. It was somewhere up north. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that. And here again, I'm just reading real quick. This doesn't sound like it's the same thing. Like there was no time for anything to fucking happen. It almost looks like this kid freaking had a BB gun. They called. Of course, nobody knows if it's a BB gun or not, but they told him, lower your weapon, drop your weapon, and he fucking pulled, like it was down and pulled up and aimed it. And that's when they took him out. So I mean, there's a huge difference between the Cincinnati one, I think, and the one out in San Diego. The one in Ohio, man, that was were the cop that shot the kid, was he at fault? I can't blame the cop that shot him. It's whoever was driving the fucking car that put him 5 feet from that other kid. I mean, that
was a fucked up situation. Hey, Combs.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, sorry I'm late.
That's all right.
Getting everybody settled.
Well, when you point, I mean, I could take my camcorder, and if 4 cops bum rush me and I just pull this up real quick like that, you're going to get fucking shot. I mean, that's just the way it is. There was a guy, I considered it a suicide, that actually had a glue gun here in Greenville, South Carolina, maybe a couple years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. And he was like outside the police station. He caused some kind of ruckus. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. And he had this glue gun with tape on it and all this shit, and made it look like, no, it didn't look like a gun, but at fucking midnight, anything in the dark that resembles a gun looks like a gun, And he pointed it at the cops, and they fucking shot his ass dead, and there was no charges against the cops, and I don't think they should be, because it don't matter what it is. If the cops come up and say freeze or whatever, and I do this, even with a flashlight,
oh, you're fucking toast with that.
and that's what it was. It was like a glue gun. He pointed at the cops, and they shot him and he died. You know, it don't matter what it is. If you point shit at a cop when he tells you to fucking get down and he's already got his gun on you, you're going to get fucking shot.
Well, and that's because I fucking hate them. I will never own one. And I mean, this is my own personal opinion. These fucking guns that look like toys and these toys that look like guns. You know, have you seen the AR-15s or the fucking AK-47s that they look like a fucking Hello Kitty, a fucking 4-year-old, I'm going to be a Marine, you know, go play in the backyard and shoot them up. They look fucking so much like toys. And even pistols. There's pistols that have weird colors that would make you think of, you know, back in our day, the little pistols that had the little red cap on the end of it, that it was like what the army general would carry in his flap over plastic satchel that you had when you were running out in the woods. They have deliberately made real guns look like that. I'll never fucking own. And some people hate me whenever I say that. Oh, it all comes down to, you know, responsible gun ownership. Yeah, you're fucking right. It does come down to responsible gun ownership. However, in a split-second decision, now I've got to fucking think, airsoft, BB gun, real gun. What the fuck? No, as long as the circumstances are there, and this goes for anybody out there listening to this, anymore, you don't fucking know. You shoot the person. If they're doing an aggressive action towards you, you know, they get shot. I mean, look at how many armed robberies get committed. Somebody's put this out there with a BB gun, and the person has no fucking clue what it is. That's a gun being pointed in my face.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it would be any different for a civilian or whatever. I mean, if you point something at me, my response is I'm taking you out.
Mm-hmm.
Period. It's no different than
TR.
You know, go ahead. Where'd you go, Combs?
You said go ahead, and he muted himself. Because there's even have you seen the I think it's a shotgun that somebody put a Nerf gun, like, you know, the Nerf, they shoot little foam darts with suction cups on the end. They took a fucking Nerf gun, a rifle, and they collapsed it over an actual shotgun and was carrying it around like it was just a toy. Yeah, that's fucking scary. I don't know if I'd have to look, because I mean, right off the top of my head, I don't know if it's an actual offense to do that. But damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Bottom line is you point something that looks like a gun at me, you know, if I got half a second, half a chance, I'm going to take you out before you take me out. If it turns out it was a BB gun or a Nerf gun or a real gun, we'll sort that out when it's over with. But I'm not going to wait till you blow my fucking brains out to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't expect a cop to do any different.
and Daniel, that is way two different fucking things. Kids at school making a finger boom boom whatever.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah. I think
that's two different stories. I mean, you have a 16-year-old that's pissed off at somebody else because he stole his girlfriend, and he's making threats. I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then does that little fucking trigger action. Yeah, he should probably be expelled and maybe looked at a little harder. But if you got a fucking 5-year-old, which I've heard that this has happened, a 5-year-old that either makes that little pew pew, you know, that thing, because they're playing gun. They're not, a 5-year-old does not have ill intent toward anybody. But it's, you know, it's also to the point where they're getting fucking suspended for, oh, what the hell did I say? The worst one I saw was a Lego gun, a gun that comes with a fucking little Lego man, which can't be any more than that fucking big. Took it to school when they fucking expelled him for that. You know, that's bullshit. Yeah, people, let's use our fucking heads.
I saw a story where a kid got suspended or expelled for liking a gun on Instagram. Like they went on his home account or whatever it is, I guess his Instagram account, the school officials found out that he liked a gun and they fucking suspended him.
Mhm.
Somebody posted a picture of a gun and they suspended him. It's like, what? Fucking leftist. We played war when I was a kid.
Mhm.
I went to military school. We had a rifle in our room.
Was it real?
M1903, 30-06 bolt action.
Now they're talking about the Pop-Tart incident out there where the kid fucking ate his Pop-Tart to kind of look like a fucking gun. They suspended him. Christ, back in the day, I used to make fucking guns out of paper for fucking kids. Whenever I'd get like 10 cents or something, and they look pretty fucking cool. You guys talk. I'm gonna make one and I'll show you.
Yeah. Well, hell, we had stick guns. We used pine cones as grenades. Fucking, I was all into the World War II thing, drawing like little fucking drawings of planes, like just fucking mowing down Nazis and shit. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of shit I did in school. And just so everybody knows, y'all are lacking. I need funds. My Patron account is not doing that well. I had to go back to the Lazuna tequila. So
I still got to mail you that bottle, TR, with that $10 bill stuffed in it.
y'all know that's a joke, right? Okay.
I left it in the car when I went in the mail. Blew the charge controller.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. I hadn't mailed his inverter out yet, but it's coming.
It's on the list, right?
Yep.
I got a lot done with my system this weekend.
Yeah, I did. I seen you had a video up. I hadn't seen it yet, but I will watch it.
Yeah, got that up and running. So I was actually able to run on solar power Friday night and Saturday night. Sprayed my fruit trees just to have it rain 40 minutes later, and put the rainwater harvester back online.
I don't know how it's been up there, but shit, I'm not. This isn't Missouri. I hadn't been flooded, but son of a bitch, today was the first day I think it hasn't rained in a week or two. It seems like even a light rain. I mean, but just it's rained every freaking day.
Yeah, it poured pretty heavy Friday and Saturday morning. It came down really hard. Probably because I left my driver's side window open in the truck. So I got up Saturday morning to go get some eggs and grits at the diner. I was like, everything's nice and wet. All right, this is how today's gonna go.
What's a grit?
No, I
know. No, my cousin Vinny. That was just a.
I know.
Great movie.
It's a problem you have with you boys that live above the Potomac.
I don't think we had grits at Farmageddon. We did have bacon though.
No, we did. No, there was grits.
Yeah, there was grits. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one place to eat in the town where our cabin's at. It's called Shirley's Diner. That's it. And it's not too far from the menu in My Cousin Vinny. But there's only 5 booths in the place. I mean, yeah, a single wide trailer's got more room in the kitchen than this place. A nice sign, cash only. In fact, almost all the stores out there are cash only. Nobody takes a credit card. Like Sheets and Advanced Auto.
All right, you guys ready to see my gun that I used to make in school?
All right, show us.
Here's one part of it. Here's the other part. Pretty simple. But basically, you fucking put the one part up through the other part, and you got yourself a boom, boom. I used to sell these fucking things for 10 cents a pop.
You're going to jail.
Oh, fuck. If I showed my kids how to make this, not thinking, because I was like, yeah, fuck it. I used to do it as a kid. Go ahead. I am going to get that fucking call one of these days. And it's like, God damn it. But that's a fucking nice looking gun. I mean, it's got the fucking slide act. I mean, that's
high tech.
That is fucking high tech for a fucking elementary school kid.
That's better than TR's what, CZ?
Oh. See, and did you guys back in boy, I think we were in high school by the time this started happening. We called them either Hornets or Wasps, where you take the rubber band between your fingers and you get the piece of paper that you fucking balled up real tight and you fucking shoot them. And those fuckers hurt. Oh my God, did those hurt?
Yeah, we didn't do that.
Well, we had some assholes that after, I mean, they're like maybe 2 inches long, and they're wadded up paper, so you just keep folding and folding, so they can't. They're actually so tight whenever you fold it, so that it goes over the rubber band. The couple end pieces in the fold split because they're wrapped so tight. We would have assholes take thumbtacks and push through it, so now they're shooting a fucking tack at you. God. We did that shit all the time and never got in trouble. Well, I mean, you get in trouble if you fucking, hit the wrong kid that told on you. But I mean, it was like a group of us that was our thing. We fucking bam, we fucking hit you and move on. And then at some point you're gonna get hit in the back of the head by one.
Oh yeah. Or you'd walk into a classroom and there was pencils stuck in the fucking ceiling, and or those what you're talking about, Blue. The wrapped up paper. I mean, if, like you said, you get it so dense, it would actually penetrate the fucking ceiling tile, and yeah.
I was only ever suspended from school once, and it's because I had a fucking pack of firecrackers, like the blackjacks. You fucking lay them as. I didn't even light the fucking things. I just had them, and I was suspended for 3 days. The threat of being charged with having some type of explosive in school or something like that. It was like, you have got to be shitting me.
Yeah, I only got suspended one time, and it was for cutting glass. And the bad thing is we drove back into school. We just cut a class. We drove back into school, and there was some guys in the what do you call it, the FFA. Anyhow, like the farm.
Future Farmers of America.
Yeah, Future Farmers of America, or whatever. We saw a bunch of them, and we knew them. We were all like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And it turned out the fucking vice principal was driving the truck. So as we were waving at him, we was like, "Hey, we just come in from cutting class, And I got suspended for 3 days.
Oh, I had INSA school suspension. Man, I had a lot of that. And detentions and shit, tons of that. But I had only ever got kicked out once. They kicked me out. But the thing was, though, my parents, instead of me getting kicked out of school and getting to stay home and watch fucking video games, for 3 fucking days, I cleaned the ditch that fucking went in front of their house with a fucking shovel and a wheelbarrow, which it was, I don't know, maybe an acre and a half. Like, it was a square acre and a half, but however long that would be down the fucking road. I cleaned that one the one day. They volunteered me to do my neighbors who lived above me the next day. And then the fucking last day I had to fucking cut up a tree with a fucking axe. I wasn't allowed to use anything fucking mechanical. And it was like, no, you're not on fucking vacation here. We might not agree that 3 days is what you deserve, or that, they're calling the police in on this, but it wasn't a fucking free ride once I got home. I'm just glad I didn't get the fucking belt. That was what I was afraid of. I was like, man.
So now I got caught smoking, I think in 9th grade. And I just moved down from New York. We were living in Maryland. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to get suspended. I'm going to go home and get my ass beat. I got caught red-handed. I mean, I wasn't even really hiding well. I went into a classroom. I thought there wasn't going to be a class, and like 30 people walked in. There I am sitting in the corner smoking a cigarette with 2 other guys. All right, we stone busted, and go down to the principal's office, and I'm trying to calculate. I'm like, well, New York, this is maybe a 1-day suspension, might be 2, and I'm thinking, yeah, down here, you don't know how these Southerners are. And the principal comes out, you want a 3-day suspension or the paddle? The what? The paddle. What's this paddle option? Well, we hit you 5 times on the rear in the nurse's office with this wooden paddle. And then what? Well, then you go back to class. Oh, I'm going with the paddle. Let's get this over with. No suspension? I'm down with that. I'll take the paddle all day long.
It still hurts like a bitch.
Not like it would have hurt when I told the old man I was suspended for 3 days.
Oh, so they didn't even have to call your parents and say, hey, we just paddled your kid for this, just to let you know?
No. They sent a letter, but I got the mail when I got home from school, so I fixed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom thought I was actually a real good kid in school, because back in the day, like, she would write a check for our lunches. So what I very quickly figured out is that if I got a detention notice, I'd fucking tape her check up to a window, and then I put the detention notice over top of it, and it was just like tracing paper. Man, I doubt she'll watch this, but I know my brother did the same thing, so I might actually learn that from him. Kids do not.
Things were much easier back then.
Yeah, I don't even think they actually checked the signatures. Yeah. I just bring it in and hand it to him. I was forging my old man's signature. I was like, all right, they call him. He was never home anyway. They probably had more copies of his forged signature than the original one.
They get a real one, and they're like, what the hell?
Yeah, who the hell registered you for school here? Because this signature doesn't match anything else.
Yeah, but those were the good times. I didn't get in many fights in school, but it was like same. I had the same option. The one fight that I got into, it wasn't even really a fight. I had some prick before we head to our like first they called it homeroom. They like had everybody corralled like when they first get off the bus, just inside the fucking doors. And this fucking kid just kept on the back of my fucking neck with a pencil. Just fucking kept bam, 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 bam. I was like, motherfucker, stop it. Bam, 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 bam. And I'm facing away from him. Finally, it was bam, bam, bam. And I had enough. I didn't even fucking look. I just did a turn and swing. And the littlest fucking guy in our class was now standing there. I fucking dropped him like a fucking ton of rocks. It wasn't the kid that was doing it. He just he must have saw me tense up and knew it was coming. So he kind of got off to the side, and the other kid kind of came into his place. I fucking dropped that kid. He went fucking down, and I hear from the top of the steps, Mr. Blank, because they called us by our last name. And I was like, fuck. Turn around. I'm like, what do you want? Or I was like, yes, Mr. Witt. That was his name. Actually, that was like his abbreviated name. That's what everybody called him, was Mr. Witt. Fucking, I need you to come with me. I was like, fuck. So I walk up the steps. He grabs me by the cuff of the fucking neck, drags me to the principal's office. And he's like, he just slugged, the kid's first name was actually Johnny. He's like, he just slugged Johnny for no apparent reason. I saw the whole thing. He was going to hit somebody else, but time wasn't right, and he fucking dropped him. So then they brought Johnny up in after he got fucking treated at the nurse's office. And my parents came in, his parents came in, and they were deciding on what to fucking do. And it was to the point where that was like the first stages. That would have been like 95 of when they started bringing police officers into the mix. Like if you hit somebody, that's an automatic assault as a kid, instead of just having a school classroom brawl or whatever. Not a brawl, but a fight. Man, I was so fucking scared. I thought I was going to go to fucking juvie. And it was like, but I only ended up with like fucking 2 days of detention over that. And I was like, holy Christ, I fucking dropped it. I mean, he fucking dropped. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Of course, he had no idea it was coming. So.
And now you're a cop responding to the calls.
No, but that's what's bullshit. I get fucking called to these high schools for these stupid fucking shoving matches, and they instantly want charges pressed. It's like, fuck off. If the kids were,
I'm not a I don't believe or I'm not into the police being into schools, even at a high school level. It's two guys need to go sling fist, let them sling fist. You win or you lose. It ain't no different than a damn drag race. You fucking hit the gas, you win or lose.
And if they were,
eventually you'll learn that this ain't the way it is. And as an adult now, at 49 years old, I'm not fighting you. You know, I mean, if you have ill intent on me, I'm going to stab or shoot your ass. We're not in high school anymore.
I got too much money. I got too much money in my dental work.
I mean, really, back in high school, you could swing a fist and settle a fucking argument. When you get into your 40s or 50s or whatever it is, if somebody comes after you to fight, you got to assume they want to fucking kill you. And it's you or them. And that's why, as a adult, I don't get in fights. I'll walk away from a fight. Because it's either you or me. We ain't in high school anymore. And I do not agree with them having cops in schools anymore. I really don't.
Nope. Especially for that reason, because I want your guys' opinion on this, and I'm going to go take a real quick smoke break. Do you think it was better back in the day to be able, like we were just talking, if you had a beef with your buddy or a beef with maybe not your buddy that stole your girl, and it wasn't okay to go out and fight them. It wasn't like it's not socially acceptable. However, you go out and you fight the fucker, you win, you lose, it's over. Now there's so many restrictions that the kids are so afraid that they can't fucking do anything and they can't do this. They get backed into a corner. They're getting bullied. However, if they strike back because of the bullying, like just words or whatever, and they throw the punches, that they're going to be the ones that get in trouble. So they, in their mind, are like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go blow up my school. I'm going to go shoot up my school. If I'm going to get in trouble, I'm going to fucking get in trouble, and I'm going to make it fucking memorable. Yes, no? Am I off on that?
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. I mean, when I grew up, nobody would have ever thought of shooting innocent people or whatever. We might have wanted to kick somebody's ass. We might have picked up a baseball bat and hit somebody over the head or whatever it was, but it was to the one that did us harm. And I think you have a good point.
Yeah, I think kids have too much time on computer screens and iPads and iPhones and all that other crap. I mean, I grew up in a house where there were loaded guns everywhere, and the shit that we did, breaking windows and just the stuff we did that was out of control. Never once did it ever dawn on us to touch one of those firearms, because you knew the beating would be so bad. It was, and maybe because it was, I call it the before times. Your old man would probably beat you. Then when the cop showed up, your cop probably been like, "Good, you should have gotten your ass beat." Yeah, we just didn't think like that back then. M80s in a toilet or something. All right, maybe bottle rocket wars, BB gun wars. Shit like that. But yeah, never actually went out to hurt anybody.
And Jay Greg just put out in the comments, back in the day, he used to carry a knife. I carried a knife all the time at school. And if I was going hunting with my buddy afterward, there's a fucking gun in the back seat of the car in the school parking lot. You cannot do that shit now. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And what Combs was talking about, hell, I mean, my dad, his pistols were in the, not some, high up place I couldn't fucking reach them. Right while I was in diapers even. I mean, his guns were in the bottom fucking drawer of his chest of drawers. You know, there was fucking 357s, 9mm, 45s, all that shit was in. You had to stoop down to get them. They were there. I didn't touch them because I was worried about hurting somebody. I didn't touch them because I was worried about getting my fucking ass beat by my dad if he found out I fucking touched his guns. So you didn't fucking touch them. He didn't even have to lock them up. They were just there.
But on a weekend, if you wanted to go shooting, your old man would take you shooting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. See, now kids don't want to do that. They want to get on the interwebs and sit there. You know, I left to go downstairs real quick a moment ago, and I said I'll be right back because the internet's all jammed up. You guys are cutting in and out. I was like, I think I know what the problem is. There's some woman streaming live. Cat just had kittens like a week and a half ago. So she got like 3 webcams over this mother cat and these little kittens. My kids put that on the computer in the kitchen. They leave it up. It's streaming. Cat sleeping. and then they leave the kitchen. So I walk in there like, why is this? I hear this hum and the cat's purring and stuff. I'm like, shut this thing off.
Yeah, my dad took me shooting real early in life, and I guess, and I did that with my niece and nephew, which I'm not really in touch with them anymore. But at least when they were young, when they did come over, when they were in their young teenage years, I took them outside and I let them shoot guns as much as they wanted. You know, I handed them a 22 and set up Pepsi cans and beer cans and stuff, and just let them just fucking go at it. And my theory and my thinking, like my dad did, is like, hey, if you want to shoot a gun, just come over to Uncle TR's. I'll say TR or Uncle Roger, whatever. My name's Roger. And you can shoot guns all you want. What I wanted to take away from them was that curiosity to touch a gun at somebody else's house and a dangerous situation happen. I want them to be proficient with guns, not be afraid of guns, but know that when there's a danger there, and it's like, look, you can shoot guns anytime you want, or you just come over. You could burn up 1,000 rounds of ammo. I don't care. And they would do that. And my thinking was, I hope I would take that curiosity away from them, you know, to touch a gun in a dangerous situation at somebody else's house where it's not controlled. I don't know if I was right or wrong or whatever, but that's my thinking, because I know with my dad, if I wanted to shoot a gun, all I had to say was, Dad, I want to shoot a gun. And he would shove a fucking gun in my hand and we'd go shooting. You know, so I kind of tried to do that with them.
Hey, my 13-year-old asked to shoot the pistol today. I was like, all right, I'll drop what I'm doing. Let's go. Get some eyes and ears, put them on.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I got a little concerned. This is the second time this has happened now. I got a 6 Sauer, and the extractor didn't pull the round out of the chamber. I'm starting to think after 15 years I might need a new, what do you call it, a extractor pin or extractor. Yeah, I'm thinking I might have put one too many rounds in that. It might be getting old. It might need a new spring or a new.
Yeah, probably just a spring getting weak. Yeah,
that's a good pistol. I probably got thousands of rounds through it. I can't even tell you how many rounds I got through it.
Springs are the first thing that's going to wear out. So if anything, I would always say, if you start having problems, replace springs.
I have to start watching some YouTube videos and had to replace a spring on a 6 Sauer.
I've had them wore out on. I wore out a extractor spring on an AR-15. So I mean, they do wear and tear eventually. and springs get worked the most. So that's why I always say, if you're starting to have problems, always go for the springs.
It happened once the last trip out there. I said, "Oh, this is a fluke." Then it happened again. I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it came out halfway. It was just in the breech. Just didn't pull on it at all.
Yeah. And if your kid was shooting it, it could be a limp wrist too.
The first time it happened with me.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably just needs a new spring.
It was a busy weekend out there, but got a lot done. I finally got my internet. What type of charge controller do you have, TR?
Midnight Star?
You can connect that to the internet, right?
No.
No, you don't have the Ethernet port?
I have the what is it? Kid? Yeah, the Kid, and it doesn't have internet capability.
All right. I put a Wi-Fi bridge in with the charge controller to let the charge controller connect to the house Wi-Fi, so now I can watch it remotely, make sure it's not having problems.
Yeah, I wish I could. They keep tempting that they may get that working. I know with their upper level controllers they have that, but with what I have, I don't have any internet capability.
You ought to offer to make a couple of videos for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt that'll carry much weight.
I'm looking at their stuff now. I bought their combiner box. I didn't buy the charge controller from them.
I never did a video about it. Maybe I should. But I will say their customer service is awesome, because I have two Midnight Junior controllers, and both of them got took out by lightning. I mean, both of them got zapped. And I sent both of them back to them, and for around $100, they fixed both of them. And considering they're like damn near $400 a piece, I wasn't unhappy with having to pay $100 to get them fixed.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Kid MN Kid version B or black. I like the little combiner box or the connections it has down below. That's nice.
Yeah, they're good little units. They don't have fans in them. They're just air cooled or whatever. I mean, they only handle so much power, but I have a potential 2100 watts coming in, and I had to split it up, and that's why I have two of them. And I got them like talking to each other. I got a master and a slave, and they work good. I like them.
Yeah, I like the Morningstar, but I wanted it for the internet piece of it because I can't be there all the time, so I kind of need to know what's going on when I'm not there.
Let's see.
But they don't give you a lot of space with the knockouts down below to bring all the wiring in, because it's like working with a regular electrical box.
Yeah, they don't give you a lot of room for wiring. I will say that. That is true. I got people freaking messaging me left and right. I don't know who that is. Anyway, sorry about that.
I'm looking at some of their inverters. Man, they get some money for that.
Yeah, I don't have their inverters. Charge controllers are good. I was about that close to getting one of their bigger units that would handle what I have. But it was kind of one of those things where, I'd have one of them for 500 and whatever bucks it was, or I could have two of these other ones. And just in case that little prepper thing in the back of my head, just in case one of them did fail, I'd have one, So it was kind of that toss up, I mean, with the two of them, I could have bought one of the bigger ones, but I would rather have two of the smaller ones. And even though both of them got took out by fucking lightning, but that's just the way it is. So, you back, Blue?
I am.
We're talking about charge controllers, Blue.
Oh.
Oh, that box looks familiar.
Yeah, it's. Do you want me to show the other side, especially the upper left-hand corner, the smaller print?
I mean, the address. They'll just look up my call sign. I used to think I was so slick that I got a post office box for my FCC call sign, and I realized they post your history of every address you ever had. I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. The gig is up.
It's been it's still. I haven't even opened it yet. It's been this last fucking 4 weeks has been fucking shit. I've been working nights. And
now you gotta open it. You gotta show TR.
Oh, you want me to open it now?
You gotta. You just teased everybody.
All right. Well, let me go grab a knife.
Yeah, I was talking to Blue beforehand. I hadn't sent out the inverter yet, but it'll be on the way soon.
Now, Colms, I got to ask you.
All right.
Whenever you sent it, did you put a bunch of tape across the rip or a crack or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I did that.
Okay.
Because we got something else in the mail, and I don't know if you guys remember when you were a kid, they had those little boxes of cereal that you could open on the side and put the milk into the box. I guess not.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about with that.
They used to have little boxes of cereal. They still have them in the store, like little single packs of cereal. You get like a variety pack of 12.
Okay. Yep.
And it used to be like if you went to camp, you laid the box down on the side and the paper was perforated. You could tear the box open like where that tape is, cut the wax paper and put the milk right into the box and eat out of the box. The kids tore into that, and that's why it was ripped open on the side. But I said, you know what? I'll tape it up. It's still good.
Oh, I appreciate the hell that you sent this to me, but you're a dick.
Oh, you don't like the pack of peanuts?
It is fucking full. Oh, God. Now I got to find somewhere to dump this. I'm just going to mute myself. You guys keep talking. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Mail something to TR.
Yeah, I have to admit, I hate those damn peanuts. I mean, they do serve a purpose, and they do their job very well. But, man, they're a pain in the ass when you get them.
Yeah, I feel bad.
No, you don't have to be.
Blue's gonna be swimming in peanuts. I'm trying to find a right angle plug for an AC outlet, and I can't find one. My inverter sits in that Hoffman box. I got about 4 inches of clearance, just barely enough to make the angle to come down to the top of that new outlet I put in there. So it looks like shit. I want to dress it up a little bit, and if I can just come out with a right angle plug. But now they got the ground post on the top instead of the bottom. Mm-hmm. So now the wire will be going up and then looping back down. Because my inverter doesn't have a way you can just run wire into it and hook it up.
Shit. Oh, Colms. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, yeah, you get some peanuts inside. Those are the bonus peanuts. You take the 4 screws off the front and get those out.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'll worry about that later. But look at that. I even asked him to sign it. Look at that. That's the controller right there.
There's your gateway drug into solar power, your charge controller.
Very cool.
That's what they call that a PWM charge controller. And a voltmeter on the front panel, I put that in there. I cut a little square out with a Dremel.
Oh, okay. So this little black piece right down here.
Yeah, that's an aftermarket modification, so I could, with a glance, look up and see what the voltages were.
Yeah, you're on your way. And I know from what you've told me, Blue, you probably get a lot more use out of your system than I would mine.
Yeah, I still have to go out at some point in the morning and take a look at my garage because, like, right now it's complete sun because, of course, up here our trees have not yet got leaves; they have little buds. But I got 2 trees on either side of my garage that may screw me. I may have to do this direct into the house or do a portable type deal. Not completely portable, but roll it out of my garage away from where the trees are.
Well, you gotta find a place to put up a 3x3 piece of 1/2-inch plywood someplace, paint it up real nice, and you can start screwing all these components to it.
Oh yeah, I definitely have the space for that. That's not an issue.
Yeah, I'll just pick a place in the yard and put them out there in the yard and make them. Or somewhat.
All right, now I don't want the chat to go completely to this, so but I pulled the panel off. These wires are not connected to anything.
Correct. So when you get this all wired up, if you choose to use that thing, you can snap that out of there and get that out of there. You can hook those wires to the battery lead side because there's 4 connections in that controller. 2 go to the battery, 2 go to the panels. So you can choose to see what the voltage is coming from the panels or hook it up to the battery side and see where your batteries are at.
Okay.
I had it hooked up to the batteries.
And that's what the inside looks like. That is a bunch of gizmos. That's what I'm going to call them, gizmos.
You got a lot of research to do.
Yes,
Luke.
I do.
All right, so the 2 most important gizmos you see in there, the little white round disc, you see in blue?
Little white round disc.
And they have numbers around it like a clock. One over the other.
Okay, yep.
All right, so that's the voltage level setting for your float voltage and your absorption float voltage. And this is a mistake a lot of people make. They buy a charge controller, throw it on the wall. What you got to do is whatever batteries you buy, look at the specifications on the battery, and the battery will say, 13.6 volts for float, 14.2 for absorption or bulk charge, and you adjust those 2 potentiometers to match what the batteries are. So right now those were set for my batteries, but when you get your batteries, you need to find out what the right level is for what you buy.
Okay.
Then rock and roll, you're good to go.
Yeah. And whoever you buy them from, they will have specifications on their website, and you can find it out. It's not that big a deal. You
ever been to Batteries Plus, TR?
Yeah.
They actually got some pretty nice looking 6-volt golf cart batteries.
Well, I guess it depends on your area. The one I went to, he actually even told me this, like, yeah, you can get these cheaper somewhere else. They were higher than Camel Cock there.
Oh, all right. Because I wanted to see if he would give me the batteries without putting the electrolyte in, without putting the acid in.
Well, I could get Trojan batteries from this guy, and they were damn near $200 a piece plus a core charge. Or I could go down to a local another battery place and get them for $100 a piece and a $20 core charge. I mean, he was like $100 higher. He knew it. He even told me, "You need to go down there."
Now, I feel bad because I almost paid $200 a piece for my Trojan batteries.
Yeah, or well, if you and this is my local area, I can get them for $100 plus a core. So as long as I got a core, they're $100. And like I said before, I got Interstate. I got to hook up with the Interstate guy, and I got 6-volt batteries, 230 or 40 amp hour. I forget. $85 without a core charge.
Damn, that's all right.
Yeah.
But when I need batteries, I'm coming down to your place.
I got the hookup, man.
I would save money driving down to your place to pick them up and drive home than buying them at the place I bought my Trojans at. Because they whacked me for the core charge.
Yeah, that last purchase I made, I bought 8 of them at one time. So it was a pretty big purchase. Sorry, Blue, we're boring you.
No. This is it's not boring me. It's frightening me.
Yeah.
But when you do set these up, TR or Blue, I can't think of the channel. I saw a YouTube video. A guy set his off-grid up in his garage. Because one of the challenges is come up with a battery box to put all these batteries in where they can vent because there's hydrogen gas created. Not a whole lot, but it's still something you want to keep in mind. And he bought one of these Rubbermaid poolside plastic benches where the seat folds up. You put the kids' toys and shit in there. Mm-hmm. And he put this bench in his garage up against the wall, like where the kids come in and take their boots and stuff off, come back from school. And under the seat, he had all of his batteries laid out. He brought conduit in from each side. So he had all the batteries in there. He picked up the lid. There was plenty of cracks for air to get in and out for the gas. He did a really nice job on it. And just above it was a piece of plywood with his charge controller, his inverter, his transfer switch. And I thought that was pretty slick. And he only paid, I think, like $150 for the bench.
Right. No, definitely room in the garage is not an issue. It's just the I got a lot of video watching to do and a lot of learning. I got a lot of learning to do. Let's put it that way. I watch almost all your guys' videos on this stuff, and it's just like it automatically sets me into a fucking different world. It's like, fuck, this is the greatest thing in the world. However, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I would say do what I did, and like I said, I'll send you that inverter. Get 2 6-volt golf cart batteries. Start with that. Maybe expand to 4 at the most, and get a couple panels and just leave it at that. And if you really get a handle on it, then you can expand from that. But that would be like a minimum. You're gonna need at least 2 batteries if you get the golf cart batteries, which I highly recommend. I mean, the cheapest way to go. $200, $250, whatever. and you'll have some backup power, if nothing else, to recharge flashlights, batteries, cell phones, and shit like that. And just think of it as that. It's just some backup power to recharge some other batteries.
How many watts is the inverter you're setting up, TR?
2,000.
Oh shit! All right, that's a lot of watts.
More than he needs.
Yeah, Blue, my suggestion for you would be with a 2,000 watt inverter, which ain't nothing to laugh at, is pick 6 circuit breakers in your house electrical panel that don't have heavy loads on them. Like overhead lighting, living room outlets, bedroom outlets. I'd avoid the kitchen outlet because you never know if you're going to have the fridge or something on that. But pick 6 light load breakers and then start building your system out to support those, because 2,000 watts should handle 6 light circuits in a house without much of a problem.
Okay. See, now here's what I was thinking, and I'm going to run it by you guys because you have done this for enough times. But I agree with TR. I want to have something to where I can have phones charged, I can have battery charge for flashlights, that type of thing. However, my phone system now runs through my cable, so which means I have to have power to a modem, and I have a Wi-Fi hooked up to that because they're two separate deals. With what we're talking about, would that be enough for a modem, a Wi-Fi router? I don't know what kind they are, but they're your basic cordless phones to keep charged, and then just a little bit extra for maybe some lighting in some areas.
Yeah. The only thing you want to avoid when you do solar is compressors, motors, and heating elements. You can't make heat. You don't want to compress anything like air conditioners, refrigerators, or motors like vacuum cleaners. The super killer, flip on a hair dryer. That'll do you in, because that's the worst of both worlds. You got a motor and a heating element. But if you can go through and flag the outlets that have these devices connected to that you're talking about, where your cable modem's plugged into, and your router, and the base for your cordless phone, you might find that they're on one circuit already by themselves. So there's the target circuit, and then some basic overhead lighting, especially to light in the bathroom. That's an important one. So when your wife gets up in the middle of the night and the lights are out, at least you can go and use the toilet and turn the light on.
Right.
That's what I started with, my bathrooms. That is the only 2 circuits that I started with when I started wiring up my house with the solar, was the bathroom. Just like, because how many times the power goes off, the fucking power's off. You walk in the bathroom and you hit the fucking switch anyway, knowing the fucking power's off and you ain't got a light in there. So when the power went off, I got lights in the bathroom.
My biggest downfall is going to have to the last time, because whenever I moved in here, there was a circuit breaker box, which I'm looking at now. It's kind of, because I'm in the basement. It was fucking toast. Every time the baseboard, because my whole house is electric. I've got gas, but the only thing that's ran to the gas is a ventless heater on the other side of the wall in the basement. It's like my emergency heat. Everything else is fucking electric. So, but which is good, because they like what you were saying, like the baseboard heating, it's on two breakers. I know what fucking breakers those are. The kitchen, because it's an electric oven. Yeah, I think it's got its own, plus the kitchen, like it's got its own, and then the rest of the kitchen is on a separate one. So it's easy. I think it's going to be easy to figure out what breaker I need to wire into. It's just going to be it's going to be a learning curve, and
Did I ever send you the link for the transfer switch?
I don't think.
Yeah, you did last chat.
All right, that's I'm not sure. How did you hook your solar into your house, TR? Did you use a transfer switch, or did you run all new circuits?
And no, mine's way more medieval than that. I run it straight. I
You're
just
going
picked the circuit, unhooked the wire, and fucking tied it in straight. I mean, it's a mess. It's not up to code, nothing like that.
so you're not putting it in through the dryer.
No. It's like, okay, I want this room powered up. I'd figure out what breaker it was, and I would just disconnect it from my breaker box and tie it into a separate breaker box. But the way I done it, I would not suggest to anybody. I mean, hell, I'm a kind of an electrician, so I kind of knew what I was doing. And yeah, the breaker box deal is a much better way to go, though. That's just not the way I done it.
All right, so
Are you running on solar right now, TR? Like, are you all battery powered, or are you?
I could be right now, but I'm not. And that inverter I'm going to send you would power probably half your fucking house. It's just that you're limited to what the batteries can do.
Right.
So if you only have, 2 batteries, 4 batteries, or whatever, just limit it to lights, very light loads, just like Combs was saying. Maybe wire up a bathroom, just something where somebody turns on a light and it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to power, like he said, fucking machinery. Lights, especially if you go with LED lights, it'll handle that awesome. It'll never even know it was there.
So, Blue, I ran all weekend long on solar power, with the exception of hot water this weekend out at the cabin. And that's with 4 batteries. Now I changed all my light bulbs to LEDs. I bought a Christmas tree, maybe not, or Christmas light timer. The timers you used to put in the wall, turn your lights on at night, where has a wheel that goes around.
Yep.
So I got a digital one, and it's programmed to turn on the plug for 15 minutes at the top of every hour. So that's what I put on the refrigerator. So,
I see. That's actually fucking ingenious.
So I tell the kids and the wife, I say, if you're going to get something out of the fridge, you do it 10 minutes to the top of the hour, and then that's it. And at the top of the hour, the outlet goes hot. The refrigerator runs for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to get it back down to temperature, and then the outlet goes off.
No, but
because it'll keep cycling, and that'll wear your solar out. It'll run your batteries down. But if you can get it back down to a chilled temperature and don't open that door, you can go another 45 minutes before it kicks in again.
No, that's fucking. I don't know. That sounds ingenious to me. I mean, you run yourself on a time base, but it makes sense. If you're gonna if you need a couple waters, you grab them out within 10 minutes before fucking zero time, and then you close it up so it has a chance to get back. I don't know. That sounds.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you this. In all my research and what I've been doing with myself, not down in doing solar because I do it, but having a conscious effort into saving power will save you more money than solar will, or wind power, or hydro, or whatever. If you take a conscious effort to save power, I cut my power bill in half before my solar ever powered up anything in my house, just from conscious effort of what I was doing. Now, I don't have kids, because I know kids. I understand it. They open the refrigerator up and they look at it for 30 minutes, whatever. Leave every light in the house on, that kind of shit. But literally, you can really cut your power bill in half just with a conscious effort of how you go about using the power. And when you get into solar or whatever, you really get in tune to power consumption, and you will make a better effort to cut power.
Right.
And that actually saves you more money than the solar power will. I mean, I got a 2,000 square foot home. My power bill's like $50.
Damn. So to put in perspective, the not this month, but last month, in the month, well, somehow I am a fucking Nazi whenever it comes to paying my bills. I will fucking, boom, bills in, I pay it. Boom, bills in, I pay it. Somehow my one power bill through the wintertime, I fucking put it on the place where I'm going to pay it. A piece of paper got put on top of it, and I fucking forgot about it. I get my next month's power bill. 2 months, $730 for power.
Dude, you need a wood stove.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what it is. It's the fucking heat.
You need a wood stove.
It's the heat. It's the oven. It's the fucking dryer. It's the fucking the hot water tank. Everything's fucking electric. And with a family of 5, that's a lot of laundry. That's a lot of hot water. That's a lot of fucking everything. And it's all electric.
You have a tank of gas. You don't have gas coming to the house, do you?
No, it comes direct into the house. Yeah.
Oh, from a tank that you fill, or from a company?
Mainline.
So you can have gas in your house?
If I were to like show you guys like where I'm at now, like 20 feet in front of me is another wall. On the other side of that is where the gas comes in, and it's piped to go to an oven. It's piped to go to right here is a space heater on the other side of this wall. That's it. And I pay $11 a month just to keep it hooked up. I don't use it, but I pay $11 a month just to have it hooked up.
But I think if you watch Craigslist and found a gas dryer, had somebody install that for you, you'd be a head start right there if you already got the gas in your house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try sharing something out. But this is what you got to get, Blue. Screen share. All right. What are you guys seeing?
Oh, that's that thing you got in your bedroom.
I got one here and I got one out at the retreat. This is what you got to get. So I wouldn't, before you buy any solar panels or buy any batteries, you need to get this kit. And you see there's 6 switches here.
Yep.
This correlates to the 6 breakers that you pick in your house. So you go to your current electrical panel, highlight 6 that you want to have. And then this bundle of wires on the right-hand side coming out of that metal conduit goes up in the bottom of your electrical panel. And you jumper those breakers through this box. And then you can transition those circuits from that outlet you see there, commercial power off, or to what they call the generator. So even if you have your lights go out, this is where you put this outlet outside your house, and you can plug in a portable generator and run at least 6 breakers inside your house. And you don't have to worry about the mains being on or off with the lights going out, because this protects the linemen. This segregates out those breakers from your system. So you don't have to turn your main on and off to use this. So that's what I do out at the cabin, is I leave some stuff on commercial, like the hot water heater and the electric baseboard heating, and then I throw these switches and cut those circuits over to solar. So I'm running commercial and solar at the same time through this switch. And if you never did solar ever, if you had this installed, you'd always have the option of getting a generator and hooking it up to your house. See,
and I didn't do this, but in my garage, I've got a spot that's open, that's punched out, that I can plug it in and kick the generator in. It won't run my whole house. I mean, I got to be real careful on what the fuck I do. Like in winter, I'd be dead. It wouldn't, there's no way it would do what I wanted it to do. But if somebody wants to take a shower or whatever, we kick the hot water on, which actually the hot water tank, I don't know if I got a real good one, but once it's up to temperature, that bitch, it will stay up to temperature forever. but I can't. Oh hell, I can't have somebody taking a shower while somebody's trying to do, which we could do dishes by hand, but they run the dishwasher while somebody is blow drying their hair. It'll fucking kick it off just like that. But if we're careful, I can run one whole room, plus the refrigerator. If I hear the refrigerator come on, some other shit gets kicked off. I mean, it's
Now, this is the next thing I want to buy if it's come up here. Missouri Wind and Solar is selling these. This is a 12-volt hot water heater element with a thermostat on the back side of it that you can directly hook up to a 12-volt solar panel. Tank, unscrew your AC hot water heater element, wire nut off the leads, and screw this one in its place, and then run it up to a solar panel, set the temperature, and in theory, summer or winter, as long as the sunlight's out, that voltage and current's getting dumped into this element, you should have hot water. So they're selling these, I think, for $65 a piece. $70.
Yep.
I sent him an email and said, hey, I'll make a YouTube video if you send me a couple of these. Crickets. I didn't hear nothing back from him.
Sure, they get those all the time.
Because I got 2 panels sitting on the house from the old system that I mounted them with so much glue and screws and stuff. I'd have to take half the shingles off to get them off. So they're going to get abandoned in place. I got to do something with them.
Well, the thing about a water heater is once you get it up to temperature, just like you're saying, Blue, I mean, it don't take much to maintain it. If it's just sitting there and you got to insulate it and blah, 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 the heater actually just kicks on every once in a while. Heats up for a minute or two and boom, it kicks back off. It's not a good option to attach to your main solar power or whatever. But if you got a little side system over to the side, yeah, it's good for that.
Blue stepped out.
Yeah.
I love those generator transfer switches. I put mine in out at the cabin, and I wound up putting like 4 more in for my neighbors out there because they thought that was great because they all got little generators. So they said, "Where'd you get that?" So, Amazon. I think they were $250 at the time. So I remember going up there. It might have been 2 summers ago, and 3 of them were like, "Hey, we got those switches. You want to put them in this weekend?" All right, go get the beer.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is a good way to do it. That's the best way to do it. The way I do it is I can't recommend it. But there's no small children or animals in my house to jump into my panel. My electrical panel has like a cabinet door on it, so you open up the cabinet door, nice wooden door, and then there's the breaker panel. Well, that metal face that should be there isn't there. So when you open that up, you're looking at 220 coming in. There's fucking live shit everywhere, and I got wires thumb nutted here and there. It's a mess, but I know what it is, so it doesn't matter. But if I had kids here, I couldn't do that bullshit.
They should be playing in the electrical panel anyway.
Yeah, well, that'll teach them. It only takes one lesson.
I don't know about you guys, but I've been having a hard time watching the external chat tonight. And I'm not even like I usually am. I should be able to, but I'm so focused on what you guys are saying. I'm just like watching the screen that we see. I'm not even looking out there.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty bad about it. I haven't been watching it either.
Sorry, external.
Sorry, y'all.
I've been trying to keep up with it. We got a pretty good audience out there, no doubt. I'm really tired, Parlus, because that's what it is.
All right,
And
I got
stop this.
the side chat up. I popped it out.
Because earlier somebody's like, I don't even think Comms has the external chat up. And I typed in, all right, I'm looking at it now. Go ahead and type your question. And then I completely fucking ignored it right after that. It was like, God damn it.
I forgot to pull it up.
There's a lot to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with the external, internal, what we're talking about, especially with just a couple of guys. That's why it's really nice to have like 4 or 5 people on the panel. It's easier to keep up with the external. I'm not bitching, complaining, or whatever. I'm just saying that if you ever notice when I have 4 or 5 people on here, I'll keep up with the external a lot better because there's a conversation going on that I don't have to be a part of. Excuse me.
Hey, SoCal is out there. He didn't log in though, or he didn't call in.
Yeah, well, I'll send him a link too. But anyway, you know, hey, I get it. You don't have to. Anytime I send a link out, you don't. There's no obligation. There's no obligation. He said bitching and complaining. I'm just saying that the more people is on the panel, it's easier for me to keep up with the external and comment to you guys.
Speaking of that, did you have you found yourself being like a pistachio ice cream?
I missed that.
Oh, well, just check Pop's Quest videos.
Okay.
Ice cream comes in 3 flavors: vanilla, strawberry, chocolate. Anything else belongs in California and New York.
He in a roundabout way kind of addressed an issue.
Okay. I have to go back and check that out.
Yeah, and pistachio ice cream is not his favorite, apparently.
All right, guys, I'm gonna do it. It's a couple minutes early, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this because I gotta go to work tomorrow and I'm tired. And had a good chat, and we're getting a little bit of whatever. But let's see, where's it at? And just make sure and check out your local Antifa. And support those poor bastards. I'm just kidding, of course. Go ahead, Blue. Get yours on.
I'm trying.
Where the hell do you guys get these things?
Well, this is actually a mask I got for my motorcycle rides. It's a little cool at night. Or in the morning.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to eat the bugs then, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway,
Blue's gonna suffocate. His is made out of plastic.
There we go. It's just my dramatization.
I should get one that has a little green army man face.
They probably make.
Well, we started it out like that, Blue. We'll end it with it. So anyway, thanks everybody for coming by, and oh my God, if you have not checked out that, I can't talk with that damn thing on. If you're not checked out your Antifa, you need to look at that because sometimes it can be hilarious. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming by, and I'm going to let everybody comms and blues do a shout outro or whatever the fuck you going to call it. Blue, go ahead, do outro.
Well, let's just say this. No. I was trying to do the sock puppet thing. But anyway, no, thanks guys for joining the chat again tonight. But unfortunately, whenever Calms and TR start talking about TR, I mean, I've got notes I've got written down over here and shit, so I wasn't really paying attention to the external. Sorry about that. Usually we pay so much more close, attention to that, but tonight was not one of those nights. But we'll catch you the next time. Thanks for the invite, TR.
All right, Blue. I get it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Blue.
Yeah, when it gets technical, it's hard to. Now, fucking Rick wants to join.
Just fucking hit end call, Rick. You're too fucking late.
Go ahead. You let Rick do his outro.
Surprise!
Comms Prepper, would you like to do an outro? I know you got a new channel, so you might want to talk about it.
All right. Well, sorry for getting in here late, TR.
I just landed finally. Hopefully, thanks for supporting TR Prepper.
And I got back late from going out to West Virginia. Got a lot of work done. Just posted 2 videos on the new channel, which when I hit the 30-day mark and they actually allowed me to have a name, because now YouTube has this new set of standards now. You get this gobbledygook letter thing. You have to have the channel for 30 days, have 100 subs and 10,000 views, and then they'll let you have, a name that you can provide for people. But the channel is going to be called Off-Grid Cabin. And there's actually a suggestion I got from SoCal to start up a separate channel and segregate that stuff from my ham radio stuff. So we're going to give it a whirl and try it out. I did open up a Twitter account, but I'm not too good on Twitter. But I'll try to cross-link some of my videos between the Comms Prepper channel and the new Off-Grid Cabin channel.
Cool. Thanks for coming on. And I tried to promote it a little bit last chat I had. And if anybody doesn't know who Comms Prepper is, you can go look up Comms Prepper and his new channel, Off-Grid Cabin. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is a URL that I can't do anything with now. I mean, even if you look at Off-Grid Cabin on YouTube, it doesn't come up with the channel.
All right. Well, hopefully it will soon. Rick, is your 6 covered? Since you come in at the last minute, I'll let you do an outro, intro, whatever fuck you want to do anyway. I think he froze up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Later, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.
Thanks for coming by, and sorry if we didn't respond to all the comments out there. We was just having a good conversation, and I hope you enjoyed it.